So the fragrance that we get in the top note is next to nothing. Namaste all you fragrant people, and welcome to Om Incense Show with DJ, a show that helps you increase your incense quotient. So if you are an incense enthusiast, consider subscribing. And guys, please excuse the sound that you hear in the background. I don't know what's happening in my society today. Anyway, so what we are here doing today is this, another Isha Life incense, and we have Benzoin here today. It says Isha Life Indian Experience Incense Benzoin. So we have a very nice simple label there, and it's a brown pouch. It's just a simple pouch. There are 10 sticks here, and this is for 35 rupees. And of course, you can get this from the Isha Life website. They have a few other products as well. I mean, many other products. So, and this is what we have, what we get inside. It's a plain butter paper. It's a simple pouch like that. There are 10 sticks here. The incense that we get is this handmade incense. It's that usual 9-inch brown incense with some masala on top. We have the bamboo core is yellow, and it's smooth, round, sturdy. That's what we have. Going by its length, of course, it's going to be there for around 45-50 minutes, something like that, or probably 40-45 minutes, something like that. So, that's what we have. So the fragrance that we get in the top note is next to nothing. A very, very, very subtle resinous fragrance is what we get. That's all. Now when the incense comes to life, we get a note which is like resinous with a very subtle hint of floral to it. And it's a very, very mild fragrance. If we talk of the intensity is the lowest mild possible, So this is the kind of incense that is just lit up somewhere, if you're really tuned into the incense, then you find the fragrance. Else it's just it's just an incense which is like almost absent. It's just so silent that you would not even note it, unless and of course if you happen to walk inside a room where you have this incense lit, only then you get the whiff of it. Otherwise, if you are there around, after some time you might just get immune to the fragrance. You do not get the the fragrance is so subtle, it's so silent that you hardly notice it. That's the kind of fragrance it is. If we talk of the diffusion is to a very limited area, it's just around the incense. If you lit up for your puja or for your jap, so only you are the one who's going to get that fragrance, not anybody else. So the diffusion capacity is quite less. The diffusion happens into a very limited space. That's the kind of diffusion it has. If we talk of retention, the retention also is not a lot. The retention is for a couple of hours, maybe an hour or so. That's the kind of retention this has. And so it's a very the kind of incense that if somebody who doesn't like incenses at all, but because you are doing a puja and you have to light up an incense, this is just going to be the apt one for you. Hardly any fragrance, hardly any diffusion, hardly any retention, but the fragrance that you get is resinous with a slight note of floral to it. It comes across as a very natural incense, because usually these kind of incenses which do not have a large diffusion, which do not have a long retention, are usually the incenses which have least amount of tampering that has gone into blending of fragrance to give it some kind of aspect, so whether long lasting or diffusing to a large area. So it's a very kind of a grounding fragrance and very silent, very subtle. If you like that kind of fragrance, you would like it. If you want an incense which should not have an incense kind of feel, should not have a fragrance, but I want to light up an incense because I'm doing a puja, this is going to be just the right one for you. To me, this is an okay kind of incense, not really something that I would want to repurchase. So even though I do like benzoin and I like resinous fragrances, this is just okay for me. So I'm going to give it a star rating of 2. So that's Benzoin, Isha Life Benzoin, with a star rating of 2. Now the quiz that we had last time is name the company that manufactures Pool brand of incenses. So Vidyasamchi answered the quiz and he said Helper's Green, but Helper's Green is just another brand which manufactures incenses with that same name, Helper's Green, and it's based in Kanpur. So the name of the company that manufactures Phool brand of incenses is Kanpur Flower Cycling Private Limited. That's the name of the company, and you know, it makes Phool brand of incenses. Of course, it takes you know, flowers from in, you know, around the Ganga, the temples around the Ganga in Kanpur. Flower cycles are, in fact, the term flower cycle has been trademarked by them, so they have trademarked that term. And also they have now started taking flowers from other temples as well. So I think they have recently launched Ayodhya, one of their variants of incense sticks and cones, where they say that they're getting flowers from the Ayodhya temple. So that's there. And then I think they have one from Kashi Vishwanath also. So there are two other variants that I just have come across. So you might just want to check those out as well. Now the quiz that we have today is, which is the company that manufactures Cycle brand of incenses? That's the quiz for today. So I hope you enjoyed this episode and you learned something from it. If you think somebody else can learn something from it too, share it with them. If you liked it, give it a like. This is Dolly Jha here, and I thank you so much for watching this episode. Till we meet again next, take very good care of yourself. Namaste.